Howdy friends, this is the Bellroy Classic Rolltop. It's a minimalist everyday carry style of bag, and I know what you're probably thinking. Rolltop, everyday carry, that's gonna be a hard no for me. I think rolltops are highly misunderstood. They're a lot more versatile than they get credit for. And in today's video, I'm gonna share my experience and what it's been like using this bag. Of course, I'll show you all the ins and outs and features. And at the tail end of the video, we'll do a full pack out to show you exactly what fits into this bag. But we're also gonna talk about why I think rolltops deserve a spot in your carry. And if you're wanting to dip your toes into the rolltop pool, I think this bag specifically might be the one to get you to do so. If all that sounds good to you, let's unpack all of the details of the Bellroy Classic Rolltop. So this bag is part of Bellroy's Classic line. It's a collection of bags where they've taken classic design backpacks and kind of modernized them with materials and then tweaked them functionally to meet the needs of today's carry. So aesthetically, this bag is paying homage to the classic Rolltop rucksack, and sometimes those bags have a tendency to look very tactical. You know, if you look back at the 30s and the 40s, those wax canvas rucksacks and Rolltops were very prominent on the battlefield. So Bellroy was able to bring this bag into the modern day by offering some fun colors, but still maintaining that heritage vibe of the material, still feeling like a canvas-like material. And of course, the metal hardware and leather accents that are found throughout this bag, which we're gonna deep dive more on the material section of the video. But overall, I think Bellroy did a great job of modernizing such a classic design. Like I said in the intro, this is a pretty minimalist style of bag. There's actually only two exterior pockets, this front admin pocket here, as well as one side water bottle pocket. Now it's very important to note that this pocket is not elastic, it is sewn in, so it's really gonna limit the size bottles that you could fit in here. Now it does have a drain hole down at the bottom, so if you use this with a wet umbrella, your water will drain out there, so no worries about water pooling into this pocket. Now while the pocketing is pretty minimal, there's still some external features. Right at the top of the bag, you can see the adjustment system here for the roll top, and of course the roll top is how you're going to gain main compartment access. But there's also a side zipper here that's going to let you gain entrance into the main compartment as well. Really good for getting into the bag when it's on body, but multiple ways to get into the main compartment from this bag. So there is a little bit of branding on the front of the bag in the form of this leather Bellroy patch, and I actually don't mind it at all, as this black leather patch kind of ties in to the heritage vibe of this bag. Now this webbing here, while it might look black on camera, when you get it out into the sun, it's actually a very dark navy. And I don't know if that's specific to this color, but I imagine it is. It's actually not black, but a nice, really dark navy color. So being that this is the only external pocket on the bag, it does have a good amount of dedicated volume, and the entrance is protected by a rain flap. Now I know rain flaps are pretty controversial. I'm a GoRuck guy. All the GoRuck bags have rain flaps, and I've learned to live with them and how to work around them. Now they do provide an extra layer of weather protection, but they can get pretty annoying when you're trying to get in and out of pockets, especially if you're doing it very frequently. Now the method I use for rain flap is the old flip method. Just flip back and then you can unzip with ease. Now when we get into the front section here, you can see that we're met by this beautiful like sage green interior. And this was a pleasant surprise. As much as I love the indigo blue color of the outside, being met with that sage green interior is just makes this bag really fun overall. Especially that we're in a time where a lot of manufacturers are using like a very neutral gray. Again, while that's great, nothing wrong with neutral gray, I love seeing a pop of color on the inside of the bag. So for this admin section here, you're gonna have two pockets, one sewn in, one stretch elastic pocket on this side, as well as a pen sleeve right down the center. And there is a sewn in key leash here. There's also color matched webbing to the interior fabric. Moving over to the bag's harness system and back panel, this is an area of the bag that I was completely surprised by. I've used different Bellroy bags over the years, and I never had a consistency on how they carry. So when I was getting this bag, I didn't know exactly how it would fit, but man, this is the biggest surprise, is it fit extremely well. These shoulder straps are nicely padded. It's a little thin on the padding, but I think for this size and style of bag, it actually works really great. You still have a good amount of padding. The curvature of these straps here worked really well. As you can see, they kind of bend here. This is the top part that's really at the top of your shoulder, and then it tapers down here to the part that's actually going to be near the armpit, so you don't get that digging sensation as that taper hits you right about here. Now, one noticeable missing feature from the shoulder straps is a sternum strap. I'm team sternum strap. I use a sternum strap whether I'm using a 10-liter bag or a 45-liter travel backpack. And for me, it's really not about weight distribution. It's more about keeping the shoulder straps in place, and that's why I like to use a sternum strap here. So even though this bag didn't have one, it still carried very well due to the curvature and ergonomics of the shoulder straps, but I still would have liked to have seen a sternum strap here. So the back panel is actually very well padded and robust for this style of bag. You do have a vertical luggage pass through here. It is a little bit tight. And at the top of the bag, you do have a top carry grab handle with a nice leather accent that's going to help tie in that heritage vibe. All the webbing on this bag is that nicer, softer seatbelt style of material, very nice. And like I said, it's just a very dark navy. It just probably looks black on camera. And then you have the metal hardware throughout the bag to help tie in that heritage vibe and feel. And you have those built-in plastic strap keepers to manage all of your dangle. Carrying this bag felt really comfortable. I think the combination of the well-padded back panel as well as the ergonomic shape and taper of the shoulder straps worked really well together. So whether I had this bag cinched all the way down carrying the bare minimum or maxed all the way out on the few occasions where I had to carry the maximum, it carried very well in both scenarios, no matter the weight and size of the load. The main access into the interior is through the top roll top, and this is the #1 friction point for people who dislike roll tops, is they don't like to have to dig all the way down for something at the bottom of their bag from the very top of the bag, and I get it. And Bellroy did a really good job here of giving you side access so you can get to the bottom of your bag really quickly and also getting to the inside of your bag when you have this bag on body. But I know that some people are still going to complain about the overall entry methods, but I think Bellroy did the best that they could on this style of bag. And I think the versatility of having the option to expand is worth the trade-off in my opinion. Okay, doing my absolute best to show you this interior of a roll top. This beautiful green color is going to run throughout, which is important to have a contrasting color to help you see your gear down at the bottom. On the back side here, you have this padded laptop sleeve as well as a tablet sleeve on the front there. They're nicely padded. It is suspended a little bit off the bottom. Now it is advertised to hold up to a 16-inch computer. I was actually able to fit my 17-inch Dell 3D printed computer in there, and that's one of the advantages of these roll tops is with the height you can get your larger devices in there. Now on the opposite side, you do have one stretch pocket there on the top, and I think that's really important for top loading bags is to put this pocket up top. It's quicker to access, but also everything you're going to load into this bag is going to go down to the bottom, so having a top pocket there to keep smaller gear from being lost at the bottom is very important. So again, a nice thoughtful feature there of putting this pocket way up at the top. Now if we move this bag over to the side entry point, you can get a better look in over here. You do have one small internal water bottle pocket or small stretch pocket here. On the inside of your bag, it will fit up to an 18-ounce bottle. I was actually able to carry my bottle in there as well. And of course, the tag on Bellroy bags is actually the AirTag sleeve there, so you can slip your AirTag right into the Bellroy tag there. There are these plastic pieces up at the top of the bag to help you roll this bag down and keep it kind of organized. Some manufacturers will put magnets here, and while I like the magnetic feature, sometimes when you need this bag to stay open when loading it, I found that the magnets would help actually close the bag. So I don't mind the fact that there's no magnets here, but there's plastic pieces there, keep everything nice and organized and help you roll this bag back down when you're done with the main compartment. So the primary fabric here is Bellroy's own Canva weave, and it does have like a canvas-like feel to it, kind of hinted in the name. If I had to best compare it to something, I would say it's closer to like a 500D Cordura, and much like that fabric, it does collect a little bit of pet hair and a little bit of dust. But the biggest difference between this and the 500D Cordura is that I was often able just to clean this one with a brush of the hand, versus on a 500D Cordura, I often have to use a lint roller. I made the great mistake of putting this bag down on my back seat of my car, and that's where I have my like doggy hammock and my 2 labs shed. And I don't know why, I just tossed my bag in the bag and I immediately thought, why did I do that? So I got off and I checked the bag, and of course it was covered in dog hair. It looked like a Wookiee. And I was surprised that I was actually able to just hit in the bag several times throughout to get a lot of that pet hair off, but it did initially stick to the bag. So the backside of this Canva weave feels like it has some sort of DWR coating. Now that information's not on the website, I'm just assuming that that's for some sort of water resistance. So, you know, roll tops are really known for being heavily water resistant, and because of the material here, I think you're gonna get a decent amount of water resistance, but I wouldn't trust this in a full-on monsoon. So the bag's capacity is listed at between 23 and 26 liters. In my opinion, like most Bellroy products, that's a little generous on their end. It felt more like a 20 to 21 liter bag, and when you fully extend this, it felt like a 24 liter bag, which that size and versatility and range makes this a great everyday carry bag, as well as a personal item if you wanted to accompany your roller luggage with this bag, especially since it has that luggage pass-through. I think overall, great size for a personal item, and I'll demonstrate that for you here shortly. So currently at the time of filming, this bag retails for $179, and that's backed by a 6-year warranty. warranty. That definitely puts this bag in that upper premium end of everyday carry bags, but I think the combination of the quality materials, the nice accents of the leather and metal hardware definitely give it that premium feel, and sub $200, I think that this bag is well within its price range. Now, one thing that Bellroy does extremely well is being able to offer their products in a lot of fun colors. While you can still get that classic black bag, there's lots of fun colors, and this indigo blue that I have here, I mean, chef's kiss tied with that green interior. Is such an awesome color, this blue. And I'm the backpack guy, right? So when I go to the office or I come home, my wife's used to seeing me with different bags, and I don't get comments on every bag. But when I brought this into the office, when I came home and my wife saw this bag, it was an immediate like, ooh, that looks nice, or ooh, that's a pretty color. So again, fun colors are available for you, but this indigo blue, man, is such a killer looking color. So this is my personal item sizer box here, and when this bag's rolled down in its normal mode, I would say it makes a great personal item. Now, it does have that versatility of expanding, so your experience is going to vary, but like I said, in this normal, typical roll down mode, it's going to fit easily into the personal item box here. Now, if you decide to expand this bag, that's definitely going to be on you, and it probably won't fit, but in everyday carry mode, I would say it makes a great personal item. So what did I really enjoy about this bag? Number one for me is going to be the overall vibe. The classic roll top look is one of my favorite aesthetics in carry, and then Bellroy's ability to spice it up and bring it into the modern age with such fun colors while keeping the premium heritage vibe of the metal hardware and leather accents. I mean, I was just immediately drawn to this bag, and it's such a fun bag to carry, especially when non-carry nerds are giving you compliments on your backpack. Number two for me is going to be the expandability of this backpack. And while there's expandable backpacks on the market, a lot of bags expand this way, giving you the depth. And when you do that, I often feel like a Ninja Turtle having an 11-inch deep backpack on my back. This bag being able to expand upwards provides you that versatility depending on what you need to carry for the day, but it also keeps the bag maintaining a slim and profile look, so it's still aesthetically pleasing while giving you the versatility of being able to carry more or less. And lastly, it's going to be the harness system and comfort for me. I've dealt with some inconsistency in comfort carry depending on the Bellroy bag, but this one in particular was very, very comfortable, whether I had the bag completely cinched down carrying the minimum or fully extended out carrying the maximum. The padding, the curvature, and the ergonomic of the straps felt extremely well, despite there being the absence of a sternum strap. And that's going to be the perfect segue into my first dislike with this bag, is the lack of a sternum strap. It's not about weight distribution for me, it's more about keeping the straps secure and keeping them from sliding. While the backpack does have a decent amount of grip and it functions just fine without a sternum strap, it's just something that I look for, something that I like in my carry backpacks. The second area where I felt they could have done something a little bit different is the water bottle pocket. It is sewn in, so it's really going to limit the type of bottles you can use. There's plenty of examples on the market where manufacturers are able to add a little elastic bands on the backside, so you can still maintain the nice material look of the front of the pocket, but give you that flexibility and expansion. So not having that here, it's going to limit your bottle size, and whatever you do use is actually going to push into the interior of the pack. So it can make this pocket feel a lot tighter than it needed to be. And the last con to this bag is going to be, of course, the quick access and organization. If you're somebody who requires a lot of pockets, pin pockets, small sleeves, all that sorts of things, probably not the bag for you. And if you're somebody who works from your bag, meaning you put your bag down and you're constantly reaching in and out to grab things throughout your day, again, probably not the bag for you. This is definitely going to lean more towards the modular packer, your pouches, your packing cubes, that sort of thing, and that's what I am, so it works perfect for me. So just know that if you're somebody who works from the bag or needs tons of organization and quick access, not going to be the bag for you. Okay, for some final thoughts on the Bellroy Classic Rolltop. This has been one of the most fun bags that I've carried in 2026, and I've fallen head over heels for this bag. The combination of one of my favorite aesthetics in the Rolltop being tied in with the premiumness of the leather and metal accents just makes this a really fun bag to carry, especially with that beautiful green interior. I found that the overall minimalism in the layout actually reduced a lot of friction points for me. While I appreciate bags with tons of organization, I often lose things in the pockets and I forget which zipper pocket houses my chargers and cables and things of that nature. Being able to use my own packing cubes, pouches here, it just makes better sense for my brain. This pouch has my chargers, this pouch has my snacks, so it just works better for me. Of course, that's going to be a huge trade-off for you if you like all that organization and you can remember where you put everything. So Rolltops are notoriously known for having very limited quick access, but I think Bellroy did the best that they could here by adding this side zipper pocket. Not only does it give you quicker access to the main compartment, it also gives you a point of on-body access, especially if you want to carry a large pair of headphones. You can pull them out from the main compartment very easy without having to put the bag down and unroll the roll top. So while this bag still doesn't have lightning quick access, I think that Bellroy did the best that they could in this bag here, and in my opinion, it still does very well. So the main reason I think you should consider adding a roll top to your carry is the expansion alone. The versatility in that function is so good. If you're looking for a mom bag, a dad bag, so you're carrying Pampers, wipes, snacks, a change of clothes, you start going through those items throughout the day, so the amount of things that you're carrying also varies, so being able to adjust and compress as the day needs goes, highly functional. So whether you're taking the family to the amusement park or dropping the kids off at soccer practice, having the one bag that can fully adjust to the different carry needs depending on the day is where the roll top is really going to shine, and really why I think that everyone should have at least one roll top in their carry arsenal. But of course, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on the Bellroy Classic Rolltop. What do you think about a roll top as an EDC? My opinion is a little biased because I love the roll top design, and I'm on a quest and a campaign to convince everybody to own at least one roll top. So I would really love to know your thoughts and opinions. Now, if you have any more questions about the classic roll top, definitely put those in the comment section below. I respond to every single one. The goal of this channel is to always help you find the right gear for you. So now I'm going to pack this bag out and show you how I exactly carried it for EDC, but keep in mind that because it's expandable, it can be used in a wide range of carry scenarios. So just picture how your gear would fit. So packing out the front admin section here, there's two things that I always carry on me: a pocket knife and a flashlight. Now this is my Woburn X4, and this is just a Kershaw knife I got off of Amazon, but I like to put those in this sewn in pocket. They fit a little bit better in my opinion. And those are two things I never leave home without, no matter what I'm going or what I'm carrying for the day: pocket knife and flashlight. Next to that, you have your pen sleeve for a pen. And this side is that stretch pocket. It is a nice thick stretch, very high quality. This is where I chose to keep my wallet, and right now I'm still using my Evergoods Element card wallet, and that fits perfect down in that front pocket there. On the key leash is where I throw my key fob for my car, throw that down in there. So this pocket does have a good amount of volume. Just keep in mind that when you pack out the interior, it pushes into this cavity here, so it can feel smaller sometimes, but I just keep the bare minimum stuff in here. So again, things that I always carry with me are gum, some eye drops for my contacts, and as well as a set of AirPods down in the inside of this pocket. Now, one thing I carry every single day is a lunch bag, and I've been using the Bellroy Cooler Caddy Lite for almost 2 years at this point. I've done a full review on it, link in the description if you want to check that out, but this is my actual real lunchbox, and I have to go to work after this, so I actually have it packed out so I can run to work. But I got my banana, I got my drink, got my lunch, and also a giant ice pack and cutlery down at the bottom. So I use the 10-liter version, and while I don't max it out, I like the versatility and the size of the 10-liter. And because this bag is super malleable, it's easy to fit all sorts of different containers. So if I take a tall soup bowl one day, it'll easily fit in there. And if I don't need the space, it just compresses down. It keeps all my stuff well cooled. That's why I use that giant ice pack, because I like a cold drink. Now, this bag will stand up on its own depending on how you pack it out. Now, setting the base with my lunch bag, it stood up extremely well on its own, but your experience may vary. This bag does have a tendency to lead forward, but again, with my lunchbox, it holds pretty steady. So this bag does favor the modular packer, and I have my 3 pouches that I carry with me every single day. The first one is my D-Mate Stubby. Now this is my little boo-boo kit. I've shown it plenty of times on the channel. I got Tums in there, I got Advil, Tylenol, Neosporin, Band-Aids, you know, just all the things I need in case I get a little tummy ache throughout the day or wherever I'm going. And it fits perfect on the inside of this front pocket there. Again, difficult to show on camera, but you do have that pocket right up here. It's a stretch pocket, and the kit fits right in there at the top. Now, that's typically a pouch that I don't access on a daily basis, so having it on the inside there is a great place for it. So for my second pouch, this is my Cap 1. This is where I keep all of my personal tech, chargers, bricks, things that I need throughout the day. Fits right in here as well. And then I have my D-Mate dop kit here with all the tech that I need for work and mouses and chargers for my work computer. And that fits down at the inside of there as well. So this bag is advertised to fit up to a 16-inch computer. This is my 17-inch Dell XP 3D printed laptop, and I was able to get this down into this bag pretty easily. Now, it is very snug, but if you have a thicker, bigger 17-inch machine, it should easily fit in here as well. But my normal everyday carry device is only a 14-inch computer, so of course that will fit with no problem. So you still have that extra sleeve up front if you want to carry an iPad, a tablet, or a notebook. Now, I normally carried my water bottle on the inside of the pack because there's just enough room to do so, and I like maintaining that slim profile and aesthetic of the bag. But for demonstration purposes, I have this bag fully packed out, 26-ounce Yeti Rambler, and while it is snug, it will still fit down in there. Again, I still would have liked to see a little bit of elastic to make this process of getting things in and out just a little bit better, but worst case scenario, it'll still fit that 26-ounce bottle. This is the primary reason that I have transitioned from the 26-ounce Yeti over to the 18-ounce Yeti, because I found that this bottle just fits so much better in so many different backpacks. It's just a better fit. That went in there flawlessly. It still feels tight. It's not going to come out. It still feels secure. So one of the main selling points to why I've reduced my water bottle size for everyday carry. So like I said, I carried mine actually on the inside of the pack, and I can just roll this up, and then you just cinch it down to whatever level that you need. The great thing about carrying the bottle on the inside pack is it frees up your external pocket, and that's a great place for your umbrella if you live in a rainy area. And then having that drain hole at the bottom, of course, makes this a great umbrella pocket as well. One quirk to this bag is knowing the sequence on how to pack it out. You notice I put my lunch in first in the main compartment. It is the biggest, the bulkiest, and the heaviest, so obviously it makes sense to go in first, but my sunglasses is last, and here's why. I can pack out that main compartment, load everything in without friction. If I load my sunglasses into that internal pocket first, I found that my lunch would clip it and I had to kind of shimmy it down. So this way worked better for me. So load the lunch in first. Now that I got the lunch loaded in there, I can open up the side pocket, and here's that stretch pocket. And this is where I put my sunglasses. Because it's in this side stretch pocket, it made it easier for me to get on-body access to them and quick access to my sunglasses without having to put them feeling tight into this front pocket. Hey, really quick, if you like today's video and you would like to see more like it, please consider hitting like and subscribe, as that directly supports me and the channel. I want to say thank you to Bellroy for sending the Classic Rolltop out for me to test and review. And if you're not sold on the Rolltop as being the perfect everyday carry bag, which I think it is, especially this one, I have a whole playlist of everyday carry bags that you can look through and hopefully find the one that's for you. Anyway, thank you for supporting today's video, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.